Hello, everyone. Yeah, so that was weird. So the wrong file popped up, so it looks like I wasn't even gonna be here. No countdown, just thank you for watching. Well, I'm here now. Sorry if I scared anyone away. But yeah, we're gonna be working on page 21. We're gonna finish page 21. That's what's really gonna happen. We're about to finish page 21. What's up, Skip? How's it going, my man? Motivational presentation. It was doesn't sound like it was too motivational if it put you to sleep. That's hilarious. Was it from the school though? Like, was it one of those ones where they're like, "Hey, we brought in some people to try and boost morale"? Oh, because your school doesn't start until next week, right? It doesn't start until 29th. Yeah, so you're doing all your school meetings and stuff. And you had someone from like student services or something. Yeah. Those are always horrible.
Hello, Jet. That was 4 hours long.
What? Wait, what? Your motivational thing was 4 hours long?
That would be unmotivated.
That is not motivational.
Yeah.
Goodness.
That's torture.
Yeah, that I have to agree with Ty. That's torture.
That's too long.
Jeez.
I feel like most things don't need to be 4 hours long.
Ooh. Ooh. Jeez, Louise.
See, because I came in here and I was wondering why they were screaming. I think that's a good reason to scream.
That is probably the best reason.
That's what Helvin and Brad said. It's because it's correct. We're speaking nothing but the truth.
Man,
Goodness.
that hurts.
What would you do if you had to do that?
I'd cry? I'd probably do what Skip did, which is fall asleep.
I mean, like, really, how much can you get motivated in 4 hours? Like, how much more can you get motivated?
Right. I think that's the better question. It's like, all right, at one point you have either you're motivated or you're not at that point.
Because, like, I'll give you the first hour, maybe 2 even, but 4...
But I'm like, it's different if it's like a workshop, you know, and it's interactive and you got to do stuff,
I assumed
right?
it was just a presentation, like, you are the best you.
Yeah,
You can only get better.
The best you can ever be.
The worst thing anyone can ever say is no, so why not do it? Just try.
Just do it.
Yeah, that's what
Do
I'm
it.
envisioning. You know, maybe it's wrong, but
Just do it.
uh-oh. I didn't do my German today.
Uh-oh.
Not now.
Skip was in a 4-hour motivational presentation today.
Was he the motivator?
No. This is a mandatory thing from school.
No, I was gonna ask if he wasn't motivated to get up and leave, but I guess not. He was motivated for that paycheck.
Drain my iPad battery making this during the presentation. Alright, let's see what you got. Ooh,
Do you wanna go to Papusa Express? It's Wednesday.
that's cool.
There's no pressure to say yes because I'm not even doing anything, but if you want to be like, I support guitar.
It's gonna be packed. Last time they had to like
Yeah.
karate chop chairs and stuff from places.
I'm
I was like, I don't know.
It keeps moving around. Usually it's from like 6 to 8 or 6 to 9. Where is Vermont? I hate that stupid app. But yeah, probably.
the same time as whenever the one that got canceled was.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. So I think it was like 6 to 8. Yeah, 6 to 8. I will ask.
No, I don't think so. Show me anyway. Yeah, trying to get into sticker designs as concept doodles. Nice. I don't think you showed me. Well, maybe, but I don't know if you did. But I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it again, you know?
I know, it's so crazy.
I already watched this one. Yeah, Clarence, I did see.
This one was a little more graphic in some areas than others, so that's why I didn't send it
Damn,
to you.
basement.
Bruh!
I would break up with someone so fast. Couldn't think of anything better.
I want to know, like...
So you know the lady who likes to read badly written descriptions, particularly women written by men? It's her, and this is euphemisms for lady parts.
Oh, fun.
And you heard what Tyler is disgusted by. Damp basement.
That's horrible.
That's just rude. Like, they must have hated that person.
That was cool too, Skip. I like that sticker. That one was pretty awesome. Oh, there's another one. I remember seeing this guy. I don't think I saw it as your sticker, but I remember seeing this guy. Nice.
So,
Cool. Oh.
Because I cracked your finger.
that one just
That thing do look like a Joker. I remember, like, as soon as you're like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, the one who's not the Joker. But I don't know if it was like realized, you know, like fully realized and finished as far as these are gonna be stickers. I could be wrong. Skull, okay. Nice.
And then I also have to talk to Miss Gill about it tomorrow because the thing I'm supposed to see I can't access. But sometime in February, like the 20th, I'm doing a coffee house. Oh, why not? I have to double check what that is, actually. Because I signed up before you said you were going somewhere for your birthday, so I'm gonna have to double check.
I'm sure you'll still be able to do it.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I think it's even earlier than the 20th. I think I'm just pulling.
I am the Overlord. What's going on, aging?
Just like howling today. I don't get it.
Oh, it must be that wolf moon coming.
Mmm.
I'm doing brown joints in.
No, I sent that to the family chat. I was like, here, you don't even really need to do anything but read the headline. Just now you have something to talk to Brian about.
So I didn't see it.
It's a wolf moon is rising and it's gonna be with Jupiter and Mars or something. I don't know. The headline's there for you.
Oh,
Like, did you know about this? Why didn't you tell us? Doing good. Doing good. Had the first day of class, so it was good. My illustration 1 class are they're all kinds of motivated. But then again, word of mouth is going around, so a lot of the students who are in came to the class prepared because of former students, and so they're like, "Oh yeah, I knew this, or I started this, I did that," and you're like, "Okay." Started networking with each other right after class. It was great. So, yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. So it gets super complicated out of nowhere. Like, see that word? Never have been introduced to it. Or that verb? Don't know what that means. Yeah. And like they tell you, right? But they never show you the words. I'm like, if you're gonna be using them all the time, you have to introduce them.
Right, you gotta tell me about them
can't
first.
just know.
Maybe they just want you to. Well, I mean, they tell you. They're like, we just told you now. Or was it a part of a test, like test-ish thing?
Oh, this one was just a listening exercise, and so this one's like easy because like it just wants you to fill in the blank,
Okay.
right? But like I don't know what that means.
Right.
So it's not really helping my German if I don't know what's happening.
Right. That's fair.
Thumbs up, you can hear sounds. Hooray.
Congratulations. How was everyone's weekend? Did you guys do anything fun? Der Bär grooved. Now I have that song in my head. Der Bär grooved. Der Bär.
You know what song's been stuck in my head and I annoy Brown and Baby with it?
What's that?
Was ist dein Lieblingsfach? Lieblingsfach. Was ist dein Lieblingsfach? Mathe oder was?
I've never heard that before. Ever. That's hilarious.
I was coming to do something. Oh, that's what I was doing.
Probably be up there. We got some fan art to tackle. Yeah. What fan art are you tackling? Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh look, you didn't lose your flame streak.
What in the world is Sean telling me to watch?
Probably something you don't want to.
I saw a video and it was like what's it called? the Darman, it's like Darman ripoff, and one of them was evil babysitter forces kid to try crack. I was like,
What?
I'm like, who is writing these?
That's really extreme.
Or
It did make me want to watch the nanny shows though.
And then also there was another one, and it was like, wife does Mortal Kombat fatality on disabled husband.
He almost snorted.
I'm like,
What
is
the
happening?
hell is that? Like, it came in and ripped out his spine while he was sleeping
To
on the
be
bed.
fair, it's quality content, is what it is.
My goodness. Like, what the heck is
I
that?
know. I was so blown away. I was like, whoa.
Cold cargo.
Just accelerated so quickly.
Like, man. I thought Darman was just like bully punches person. Bad.
Yeah, these were fake though.
Yeah,
Fake
it's
Darm.
ripoff.
Fake Darman is just extreme.
It's crazy.
Oh, Popo is looking for somebody.
Uh-oh.
It's me.
I mean, they are very close to the ground.
That makes you so happy. There we go. Are you trying to see them? Yep. You can see them sometimes. Well, you can see them sometimes. You don't pretend that. I see the helicopters all the time.
It's like, no, Ty, we do not see the helicopters flying overhead.
Well, they're always they're camouflage.
Helicopters, the real no-seums. I know how to paint helicopters now. It's a lot like how you draw an owl.
Nice.
I don't know why. I think I just turned my brain off today. I
Blame the fluoride.
just decided the point of things when there's Google.
By the way, if you start getting things about flammable body fluids, Kaiser, that's Butch's fault.
Excuse me?
He needed to know today if stomach acid was flammable, so I had to look that up.
Okay.
That's not flammable.
I'm like,
It's not flammable, by the way.
Imagine if it was.
body fluid's not flammable?
Yeah, one of my friends that I share almost all of the ridiculous things that my kids do, and the more Butch it is, the better. One of my friends, I sent her a screenshot of me looking that up, and she was like, "Oh, what?"
What?
And
Yep.
so I said, "Don't worry, it's not." And she said, "Oh darn, there goes my dream of becoming a dragon."
Hey Whimsy, how's it going?
Hi, Whimsy.
Whimsy says Wonder has all kinds of interesting facts.
This is true.
But
Oh,
never
I
are
have-
they needed.
I have a student by the name of Carla, and we were talking today about, the break and all that kind of stuff. I said she was one of my students, right?
Come on in, yeah.
And then I said something about, doing work and family and stuff like that. And she went, whatever happened, I side with the boss.
Nice.
It was like, I have to side with Wonder Boss. And I was like, it's been in a couple streams, so.
You can indeed, but please do clean up after yourself. And I recognize the hypocrisy of me saying that, seeing how I dirtied up that kitchen and left it. But don't make a bigger mess. People should only have to clean up after me. Yeah, I fixed your daddy dinner once he got home.
Okay. It's just.
And then
I didn't check. So if you
No, I
tell
know.
me, I'll do
And
it.
then I put the rice and stuff in Tupperware so that the Instapot could be washed.
You know, I actually really like the purple rice.
Me too.
It was good.
I like it. I don't know if I like it by itself all the time, because I'll eat white rice just as a snack. But I like that rice a lot.
But so that rice will hold up better. So it's really good to do in soups and stuff. And then also it's the kind that you would put in salads. You would mix it with your vegetables and stuff to do a salad. So it's
rice
easy.
in your salad?
There are very few, and normally I only like wild rices, but I'm discovering that I really like the black
rice too. So
I like the black rice. I do. I like the purple rice, as Ty calls it.
Well, because it cooks kind of purple.
I know.
Because it is actually purple.
I hate it. These people always get their colors wrong.
So it's this one.
You're wrong
I
with
was
your color.
introduced to it as forbidden rice.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. Generally people will call it purple rice if it's mixed with white rice, which is like one of the most popular ways to fix it. But when it's cooked just like it is, because it's called black because when it grows it looks black because the anthromycins are so concentrated. That's what makes foods purple, by the way. You're welcome.
No,
Our ninja spirit is fueled by fire and driven by razor-sharp
And then
determination.
once it cooks, it's
When we take on a mission, we must succeed or die. Our style is unique and deadly, and no one wants to suffer the wrath of the Ninja Empire.
Miss Ebony, thank you so very much for that resub coming in at 33 months. My goodness, has it already been that long? Thank you for all the support. Can we please get some hype up in the chat?
I would hype the chat, but I don't have a Twitch account.
Yeah, you do. You just don't remember how to get into it.
I don't have it anymore. If I can't use it, then I don't have it.
Oh, fair. Hey, Miss Ebony, how are you doing today? How was your weekend? Where did you get that? Where?
TikTok. You want no? I found it on my own.
Like, no,
I was
no.
looking for dumb German songs.
I
No.
just got recommended. You know, we had the nursery songs on all the time.
Mhm.
They came on. They were like, Hallo Berlin.
Weekend? What weekend?
They made.
We fly wherever they care. Yeah, those days.
But when it's translated, the English is so funny because it just says, "Are you 4? Are you 4? Are you 7? Are you 7? I'm 14."
Your facial expressions.
The
make that
face! The face is what made that. It was like, I'm so confused. Are you 4? Are you 4?
Because that one, it was so funny because they would just like go through the comments and they'd pin like a stupid comment and then they just make that video fade in and be like, "Are you 4? Are you 4?
Oh my
That's
goodness.
clever.
That was hilarious. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Ty.
Never been sadder that gifts can't have sound than I am right now.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah.
Name a funny woman.
Name a funny woman. Your mom's pretty funny.
He passes that test anyway.
See, my thing is how hard is it to just name any
Okay,
woman ever?
wait,
Okay,
wait,
hold on,
wait,
wait,
wait. When you if you're gonna randomly ask guy something like that about a woman, our brains instantly trigger, this is a trap, and I'm gonna screw it up.
Okay,
Okay.
hold on. Before we say anything to you, what I was gonna say was, okay, but this one isn't one of those start a fight if.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one was in context. 2 men and a woman were sitting there watching a comedian, and she says, "Name a funny woman."
Okay, but that's just sad.
So in context, the context contexted. It wasn't like a trap, and they were able to. They had to think about it for a minute, and they both chose the same funny person. It just wasn't a professional comedian.
And see, my thing that made me mad is one, the comedian they were watching was a girl.
See, because that's what I would have done. I was like, this one right
But, like,
here.
But I was looking at sketches and stuff, and it was like, yeah, like they can never come up with anyone. And I'm like, I could never come up with a funny comedian because I don't know any comedian's name. I know Fluffy.
That's my comedian.
But he's
That's
a,
it.
he's a boy, so
Yeah.
mine are the blonde girl with the black pants and the leather jacket.
Okay, but what's her name?
Okay, I named her. Everyone who watches comedians knows exactly who I'm talking about.
Okay, that's fair.
The,
If you
the
can do
Asian, the Asian lady who
that.
wears the dresses.
the one who talks about the being with someone else and her husband going, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, her. See, you didn't. I mean, look. There's Hannah Gatsby, but that also might be her dog.
Yeah, that's funny.
There was another one from earlier that I don't remember now, but I popped off 4 right away, and then Ty reminded me that the Nailed It host.
Oh,
is,
her name is or Miss Ebony's asking, do you mean Sandra Ho?
I'd have to look. I really don't know her name.
Am I changing the structure of my Patreon anytime soon? I'm going to be changing what's in there, but I'm not going like, hey, you know how you were only doing this? I've raised it to this much. So I'm not
$1 trillion.
I'm not doing that. I'm just going, hey, I think that this tier, should have this instead. So like if I was to add something, Ali Wong. So if I was gonna try and like add something different, that's what would happen. But I wouldn't be changing anything. Like you're getting stickers for the $5 tier. That's gonna stay the same. But I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been posting more, right? Especially since they've added a feature that you can actually have people watch your channel or your page without being subscribed or being a patron, so that they can actually follow it, and whatever you allow them to see, then you can still gain like followers and stuff like that. Your $5 saved for me. I'm sorry that Canada doesn't like you, or that the rest of the world is mean to Canada. By the way, your stickers went out today. I know you're the one liking them. You're the only one liking them, but I'm trying to put some more activity so that maybe it'll trigger the algorithm to be like, hey, you're looking for something like that with comics? This person's been posting a lot. Because that's what I've noticed is happening for Patreon. They're like, if you're actually more active, when you do a search, you pop up higher. So I want to do that. Also, one of the tier, like I want to do a tier that gets you access to the new Discord channel. Smaller, more concise, just about the product and stuff. So, but I figured that way I could put Patreon sketches and little things that I give you guys, like discount codes when if you get something from the store or something like that. Because I can add that stuff now that I've realized, like from my t-shirt store and whatnot, I can actually add discounts just from Patreon. So that's cool. I'd be all for that. Would love to see it. Let's go. I know years in advance. That's fair. maybe next year we'll go to Fan Expo Canada. Plan for that now to try and get a table for it for next year. Although maybe there's a possibility of being able to get into it this year. I doubt it.
When is it?
I have to look into. Gotta look. I don't know. Bloop, bloop. Select, modify, contract over. Oof, how about 5?
1,000.
No, not 5,000, it's too much. Modify, contract by 3. X, Control E, lasso. There. But I want to go to Japan next year, so I'm saving from now. You have to save at least 10 grand. Woo! You planning on having a great time out in Japan, huh?
Who's planning on going to Japan?
Miss Ebony.
That's fine. What do you want to do in Japan?
See Japanese things,
What in particular?
food.
That's
Yeah,
I don't really know any like Japanese food. Like I know I do, but like I can't think of anything.
I don't know if you heard Ty, but he asked what you wanted to do out in Japan.
And your daddy wants to go to stores, so that's probably what everybody wants to do too.
I want to go to stores. I also want to go to the arcade, just so I can say it. The 7-story arcade.
I want to go to the anime theme park.
That sounds fun.
Seems fun.
Mm.
And I want to go on the bullet train.
I also want to go to Colombia and ride dinosaurs.
I do want to go there.
Wait, excuse me?
Actually, I'm riding
Here, let me
dinosaurs
show you
now.
a video.
He's like, wait a minute, excuse me?
It's very cool,
It is. It's very clever.
but it's in Colombia, which makes me a little sad. 'Cause I can't just like go right there. Wait, no, turn up.
Oh no! The person's getting eaten.
Look how fun that looks.
Oh no, that is awesome.
Yeah, I want to go there. It's worth it.
Miss Ebony goes, art supplies. What else? What else is there to do?
Eat food.
Eat food apparently. So 5,000 for supplies and 5,000 for travel.
That's a lot of supplies. I don't buy any of my stuff. I don't know how expensive anything is. So
Well,
keep that in mind.
to be honest, most stuff is made over there, and so it's actually going to be cheaper than most things. Something happened. Hydrate.
Hydrate your scalpel. This is
Oops. Okay, that was odd. But okay, no worries. No. Oh. Stretch.
who's bullying today?
Well, Whimsy told me I had to hydrate, and then Miss Evan told me I needed to stretch.
It's a team effort.
Team effort. Okay, maybe someone is trying to bully me. What? Posture check?
Maybe we should buy Daddy Taylor Swift's bra. It has built-in posture fixer.
Well, there's nothing really wrong with my, not at that moment. There wasn't anything wrong with my posture. That should have What is happening right now? Say the thing. Born a ninja, die a ninja.
Freddy Fazbear.
What? I wonder.
Think of Freddy Fazbear Ninja.
So just a bear ninja?
No, Freddy Fazbear Ninja.
So just
golden Freddy Fazbear
a
Ninja.
golden.
And a regular one.
Yeah, it's a regular
And they should fight each other.
one. To the
Or they
death.
can do the Spider-Man meme thing.
Oh yeah.
You. Why are you pointing at me? You pointed first. How dare you? Don't point at me. Those weren't bits. Those are just channel points. You wrapping up. Nope. No. Nope. I was told to say the thing, so I said the thing.
That'd be a really early stream.
Yeah.
Bye guys.
I'm like, all right. Thanks for coming. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
I'm actually done talking.
Decided I don't want to anymore. To me, it's money that I could be shopping with. With channel points?
Channel points.
I don't think you're shopping with channel points.
Yeah. I don't know if
I'm
he
just-
wants that currency.
Just like I don't
There are
think.
things that they can use them to buy on their thingy, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of
Not
it.
enough
Yeah.
to go shopping. What?
The filter.
Idiots.
You're about to see how hideous I am too.
Who's making that order?
Me.
Who? Your mother. If I could change that into money, I'd pay off my. Yeah, no. Right?
I can't find it again. I don't think Mango loves that filter. I didn't even reply. It just said, "Oh no."
Yeah.
I just go to my filter sometimes, like, you know, my reporter one?
Mhm.
I send it to Megan, they just said no. I said, whenever they do that, I just say yes.
That's what I do.
Can't control me.
And I know you're too nosy to not check my message, so.
Exactly.
Y'all are mean.
We very much are.
It's
Anyone
funny.
who sends me the same photo like every day makes me
It sends you the same way.
photo like every
At
day.
least it's a photo of them again. When it was just like the black wall or the bed sheet, I was like, come on.
No, I would always respond back with a picture. And like sometimes I'll just do the same kind of activities, but I was like, dude, you gotta try. Like, if it's the wall, I'm not talking to you.
Dang. It was like,
Streaks are
you
stupid.
gotta try.
It's like, I don't want to keep a streak with you if we're not gonna do anything. Like, I can look
I
at that wall.
I think our streak is ended again.
Yeah.
We really can't keep streaks. It's kind of funny, but I think my longest streak is still with Galaxy.
My longest streak is
177 days of pure fire.
Yeah, I think my longest streak was with Jandali for like 50 days.
And then I am back up to 29 with Mangy's.
Where we're at.
And my only other streak is with Brittany right now.
I do not keep streaks right now.
I don't care.
I didn't care until somebody else cared. Because
See, if
I'll tell you this,
somebody
I didn't even know what a streak was until they were like, you're my longest streak right now. And I was like, oh, then let me not let it die.
Yeah, if somebody sends me streaks, I will keep the streaks going. But like, I'm not gonna start a streak because to me it means nothing. Just like, I don't even know how to check your snap score. Like everybody's talking about that. I don't even know how you do that.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
So, how was your first day back?
Oh, it was good. It was good. I needed to use my office hours. Because the students are just like, I have questions. I have ideas. Because I guess I'm introducing something new.
Are you doing the mentor thing?
I'm doing the mentor thing.
They like it.
They're very excited about it. We'll see how it goes, though. In theory, it should be fantastic. But it's one of those.
Lord Art
It's
Club
one of those ones
and
where
the
it's either
guy
going
who
to be
introduced them
really, really
had
good
a baby.
or really, really bad. Like it's.
But not between.
I don't. Not as a beginning. Not until you can iron out the issues. You know.
You know that's fair.
Okay, wait. Did you see the Ohuhu bag post? No. Wait. Do you have a link so I don't have to go looking for it? I know that's kind of lazy, but I'm just saying. So if you have a link, I'd much appreciate it. I'd love to see it. Oh my goodness. What? Where is it? There it is. No. Why do I have all this mess here? What is that? Oh, okay. Scroll up. Did you see? What? Like, it says, did you see the Ohuhu bag post? I said no. Skipper Wing 1. By the way, I did a thing and ordered 3 Ohuhu bags that hold 320 Mars. They are $14 each. Okay. Do you have a link? Is what I asked for.
Dude, look up.
And it's like that's insane. That the bag that holds. I would love to see it. So I don't know if it was just on their website or if they posted it on Instagram or what the case may be. So I was just asking. Ooh, there you are. Really should just have this as its own symbol.
What?
His eyeball patch.
Should do that then.
so that I can manipulate it however I need to. Sweet, thanks, Miss Outing.
Did they send the link?
Yes.
Alright.
Let's see.
Let's see what.
Well, there's no snacks in the house.
I wish I could be more help, but I really don't know. Because that's what I've been asking myself.
What have you been asking?
What I should eat.
Oh,
I have a bowl of soup so now right now, but like
Yeah, I don't want your soup.
but just like as of recently I was like there's nothing to snack on.
So you're safe from your
speaking of supplies, I have Diva that wants to get into sketching, which charcoal pencils and such. With charcoal pencils. Can't really say about charcoal because I don't. But anything from Faber-Castell will be decent.
Please.
So I would do that. Now, if you're just looking for a sketching thing, I know that Five Below has a real nice sketchy set, and then I also did a review on a sketch thing from Amazon, which was really good.
You look like that girl from Casey Undercover.
$14.99, 300.
Yeah.
320 colors in one
Fair
box.
name.
That's cool. Those are super cheap. I wonder what they look like in the inside. Is it just empty space, or do they have any type of dividers? Capacity, durable, right? You know, if it's just a big old open bag. Because a big old open bag it's, you know, they have dividers? Okay. What's up, Mandala? No markers, just, that's cool. So it's the $4 one. That's cool.
You look very special.
How was your weekend, Mandala? So far, most people have said that the weekend was not long enough.
Agree.
The 200 and 300 have dividers. Okay.
So rude.
Bacon.
Weekend was superb. Trying to get into work again so I can make money. Okay. My weekend was 4 days long, and yet still not long enough. That's fair. circles. Dominant and stop.
Our ninja spirit is fueled by fire and driven by razor-sharp determination. When we take on a mission, we must succeed or die. Our style is unique and deadly, and no one wants to suffer the wrath of the Ninja Empire.
Thunderkeys, thank you so very much for that resub coming in at 38 months. Can we please get some hype for 38 months of Pure D support? Thank you so very much. You guys are awesome. Hype. Yeah. All right, turn the music back down a little bit. Two. Burr. Careful. And if you need one that's sharper than that, like if the blade has gotten dull, that in the same place there's a blue box. It has all the blades in it. Bitteschön. So many circles. So, man, I just remember when I drew this character the first time, and I traditionally drew all these circles. Ugh. Like, ugh. But I have to say, doing them digitally, it's a lot easier. It's definitely a digital win. Oops. It's always funny when I'll have students ask me, they're like, so what's better? I'm like, it's not about a better thing, it's about what works for the job that you're doing. Because I mean, I like traditional, right? Like I like drawing on pencil with pencil and paper and stuff like that. But I mean, just if having to ink circles is just a pain in the butt. So being able to come in digitally, make one circle, and then copy and paste it, that's better. It's like, look what I get to do. I don't have to do this. It's fantastic. Love it. Bigger. Like so. Also, I think it's also Devils are hitting the calculator phase. These formulas because you won't have one readily available. Yeah, and I think that's really stupid. And the boss brought up something. It was a while ago, and it's it was like, what's really traditional, right? Because traditional would be this is what's being used as as like the standard. Well, as we move forward, the standard is digital. So do we need to rename what's traditional, or what used to be known as traditional? Do we just call it pencil and paper? Like, because more like in my class today, when I was like, all right, we're going to be doing, this kind of mentorship thing where you're going to have your own project. I kid you not, I had 20 students in, and 18 of them took out their tablets, and it was like, okay. So, like, what do you do now? Like, it's kind of hard to call it traditional when that's not what the tradition is. Tablets, digital drawing devices used to be a lot more restrictive. Yep. Now anyone can get a $300 tablet and pen and get the same experience. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. Like, I'm really surprised how Wacom is, like, staying in business. Because, and while, yes, don't get me wrong, right? They're offering these things that are like, hey, I have so many pixels in here, you'll never miss a color. But, I mean, how many people really need ultra 4K to draw a drawing?
Everyone.
Do you though?
Yeah, it's the future.
Oh, is it just me? Am I just showing my age on that one?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because I definitely know what I'm talking about.
I mean, hell, dude, might be. Like, all right, maybe I'm just missing it. It should be better. Like, better. Ultra 4K, extra crisp colors. What's important? Traditional is historical. People have been doing it non-digitally for thousands of years. Okay, but is traditional historical? Right? Like, is that what it is? But it's like, yes, I understand that it comes from the idea of tradition. Like, this was the tradition, right? And therefore it is traditional. So yes, in the past, this is what we have used. But even now, like, I have students that in the past, they were learning digital, right? And they're being taught digital. They're like, hey, here's a tablet. Like, they go into school and it's like, hey, here's a tablet. Here's a device that you can use. And so I'm not saying that at this particular time it's going to shift, but, by the time my grandkids, if I have any, but by the time they're coming up, are we going to be teaching paper and pencil anymore? Because I know that in school and education, they've, at least in college, they're like, hey, color theory, you don't need to do that traditional, right? Let's do it digital, because everyone's doing things digitally now. So you have to understand color theory of the screen versus color theory on canvas. So, like, that's the standard. And then it's like animation. How many schools are actually, when you go, hey, here's intro to animation, are actually teaching pencil and paper, flipbook style, frame by frame animation? They're going, hey, we're going to teach you something digitally. We're going to use Animate. We're going to use Rough Animator. We're going to use, we're going to use all these digital tools. So as the generations move forward, is the tradition going to be pencil and paper? Right? Do you call that antiquated instead? Like, you can do the old antiquated style. Just like when you do photography beforehand, the traditional photography was the dark room with film and stuff like that. But if you go into photography classes now, you learn on a digital SLR. Like, that is how you start. All right, so that's the tradition. Questions? Same way Reason has Adobe. They all sell to studios. Yeah, that's fair. That's the problem that the casual space forgets. The pro level hardware software wasn't meant for casual to be affordable. Yep. Or indies for that matter. Yep. I said to you when you hired me, that we weren't going to use the old capture stations. Right. right? And even though it's like, hey, you should learn it, right? Like, you should at least have a taste of what it was. But it's not necessarily like, this is what you're going to do, because even in animation, it's like, you can still do 2D animation digitally. So you don't need capture stations. You don't need to do the flip book, i.e. on paper and stuff like that. You can still learn all the same concepts doing it digitally. When's the last who used light tables passed away? Scap pretty much abandoned them because no one wanted to teach them. Yep. And no one was going to use them. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's just like, hey, I did this way. And that's like the reason why people would keep like, oh no, but I did it this way. I'm like, all right, that's cool, but you don't have to. So, you know. But then it becomes like, after a while, it starts becoming a commodity, right? Like, or like a parlor trick. Hey, look, I can draw with paper. And then you have someone who does something, and it's like, wow, look at what that person did, right? They did it on a light box and with a capture station and stuff like that. And it becomes more of like, you know, like party trick. Like, look, I did this way. I decided not to use all of the standard stuff that would help and be faster and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Because I can tell you, like, some of my students now, they wouldn't, like, I told them that they had to draw in their sketchbooks traditionally, right? Like, here's a sketchbook, you need to draw in it with pencil or pen or stuff like that. And the absolute terror that came over their, you know, their faces was like, what? I have to what? Oh. And then I made the fatal mistake of going, you're going to draw with pen as well instead of pencil. And they're like, what? What? So, you know, then if someone does it, they're just like, oh man, look, I can draw with pen. You know, I did it traditionally on paper. It's just something so different amongst the younger generations now. Is that thinking you can learn everything that was long days in the digital is a fallacy? Possibly true the other way as well. The tools and media you use affect how you think. I mean, but see, here's the thing. So I was trained in the, you know, the, at this point, traditional ways. Paper, pencil, you know, that kind of stuff. And I'm going, I don't know, you know, digital's not, I don't think digital's the problem, right? Because all the concepts are the same. Now, granted, you know, if you're, I am the guy who is like, we need to do color theory, and we need color theory, right? But as not everything, but the majority of things is moving into the digital age, it's like, well, since that is the case, not if, but since that's the case, you need to learn how to do color shifts and color harmonies and all that stuff for the computer, because that's what people are looking at now.
Not the same.
It's not, because the screen projects light through the color for you to see it, whereas if I have pigment of paint, it's, you know, like I can put paint on my hand, there's no light shining through it. It might be on it but not through it.
Okay.
And so it is different, and you have to see how certain colors affect certain things. Because I know I've done a color where I've taken a color from the color picker and then tried to use it on the computer, and it didn't show up the same way. And it's because of how the color shift was happening, right? So learning that for the computer is great, you know, but then it's like, if you're going to be doing stuff on canvas, like if you're a painter, or let's say you're trying to do fashion, right? It's one thing to do fashion colors and stuff on the computer, but you have to know how it's going to look in fabric.
Yeah.
Right? So learning the color theory with fabric is going to be important, right? So I think it deals with what medium you're actually going to be using. But the only thing you can't mimic with digital is the specific feel and workflow of traditional tools. They're trying, though. what traditional teach you is both conviction via lack of undos, fair, and adaptability via different hand feels. Also true, right? Like a paper will feel different depending on what kind of paper you're using and stuff like that. And you know, there when you say there's the lack of undos, there are people who are like, oh, you know, they do their paintings on one layer. They don't use the undo button, like, so they're using the same techniques, but there's a good chance that those people were taught, i.e., in the, you know, the traditional ways. So they're like, oh well, I don't want to do that. I want to keep that idea.
See, but like for me, I don't see what's wrong with using the undo button.
There's nothing wrong.
Because,
There's
like,
nothing wrong.
If it's there, why not use the tool?
No, absolutely. I think that having the tool is great. I love having the undo button, you know, because because of just being a person who's done the pencil and paper and markers and stuff like that, knowing it's like, oh, I screwed that up, not a problem. I can undo it real easy. I can put that on a separate layer.
Yeah.
And I can get the effect that I'm looking for, right? I think is a great tool to have. Let's see, sorry. What do we have? That's not what I'm referring to. I'm saying that the act of cutting out frisket and having to do things like fat over lean required a thought process. That's true.
What's that?
It's so like cutting friskets are, you know how when you have airbrush, have you seen people airbrush and they cut little shapes out? Mm-hmm. Those are friskets.
Okay.
All right. And then a process of having like fat over lean meat, like paint, how fat is it versus how thin, you know, do you thin it out? Do you keep it as thick as it is? It's a thought process. And I'm like, okay, I can completely get behind that. Like you had to think about it where the computer is allowing you to go, oh, well, I can just put that on, right? And that's true. I mean, and I think that's a good teachable thing. That's honestly why I go, hey, we're going to do the first half of this semester with pencil, paper, marker, colored pencils and stuff like that. It's not because I'm trying to convince people, hey, you should switch over to traditional, which I have seen professors try to do. It's like, oh no, this is better, you should do it this way. But it's going, hey, look, your computer is allowing you to have these kind of skills, this tool that's here. And I go, you should appreciate it. Because sometimes they, you know, what people say is like, oh, well, you take the undos for granted, right? Well, you respect and undo the undo buttons a lot when you're doing something on pencil and paper and can't do it. But it's like, yeah, that's true. That is true. But I like giving them that so that when they come to the computer, they take that same idea of like, oh, well, how do I do this? What can I do? How can I fix that? With digital, you also need to understand the color palette your monitor can handle. Yep. And how it translates to the printing. Yep. If you're going to print it out. Yeah. Yep. A huge problem before digital too. That's true. People don't remember there was a huge industry devoted to color separation. Yes, there was.
It's okay. The only thing I wish I
Nothing wrong with undos. The problem is peeps not committing to workflow choices because they have the option, rather than working through their mistakes and seeing where it takes them. Yeah. When people use selections in Appleton and in Photoshop, they were mimicking friskets. You're right. Again, the process. This is why I rolled my eyes when people wanted to use digital for Inktober. It's not the same. Yep. The tool is part of the challenge. And you know what? That's true. I can see that. But one of the things that Inktober was all about when it was still in its infancy and pure was the fact that you should draw, right? A lot of people, I think, got the idea of what Inktober was supposed to be wrong. They misconstrued what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a challenge for artists to get them to draw. That was it, like draw or ink, right? He wanted to ink, so he was like, I'm gonna do this. But it's not. It's like I said. It's supposed to get you to draw. That's it. Draw a thing together with other people to form a community. That's what it was supposed to be, until he went bananas and sued people from using Inktober proper. Stole their work, put it in a book without giving them any credit, and then printed said book. But I do like the whole revolution of the monthly prompts that has come from Inktober. You know, because so many people were like, I don't want to ink, like me, didn't want to do Inktober. And then people were like, oh, well, you can do Drawtober. I was like, ooh, I will draw. Or then they did Mermaid, and then they did all, and then it's so easy, you're just like, you know what, I'm going to create my own thing. You know, like I created GI January, which other people have then turned into GI July. I've done Ninja August, which I thought is a lot of fun, you know, so I think the idea of what it was supposed to be really did work. But like I said, once you went bananas, it's just like you're not supposed to use it. I think I don't know what he did, but it's crazy. Anyway. Only had 2 rules. Draw something and post it with a hashtag. Yep. What you working on? Oh, hey Tex. How's it going? I am working on page 21. And I'm working on page 21 of Ninja Empire. I'm almost done with the inks, and then we're going to slap some color on this bad boy. How you doing? How are you, Tex? Not Inktober 2 things. I think also emotionally there is assessment of digital of archiving the same results as traditional with greater efficiency for perceived lesser effort. See, and the thing is like lesser effort. Look, I had such a hard time getting my digital stuff to look like the way that I wanted it when I was doing it traditionally. Or, you know, on paper. I thought it was a lot of work. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I just stunk at it. It doesn't look as good as actual ink on paper to me. I mean, and that's a personal. I mean, that's a personal preference. But there are so many people who, you know, have the ability to make it look exactly the way that they would on paper. But I think that's fair, you know? You are allowed to like and not like whatever. Alright, I think we need to bring some of all these layers down. See something? Where we at? That. Okay, we don't need it on that one. That one. This one. Whoops. Oh my goodness. So many layers. Okay. You good? Cool. That's great. Glad to hear it, Tex. And thank you again. It's also not really helped. It's not really helped by most people not taking full advantage of digital workflows to the point where you'd see a noticeable difference in the efficiency. Okay. Things like nib sizes, ink flow, snagging, stylus, and paper, ink, all things, experience. Oh yeah, no, I mean the experience is completely different, right? But as a person who had to ink with like the Crow Quill in college, I hated it. Hated the sound and the scratching and the having to be so cognizant about the how much ink is on the nib because it's gonna ruin the way it looks, and like that was my least favorite of the fact that I hate inking in the first place. But that one, that was the worst for me, right? But I can have the inking effect of a Crow Quill on the computer and not feel the same way, right? So the experience may not always be bad because it's digital, or the experience and stuff. Like I with a passion stay away from Crow Quills. Like I have to ink, I have to, right? That's something I have to do. But no. People have given me some really nice Crow Quills, and I gave them to other people because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna do this. The problem with the perception is that most art gets scanned and reprinted anyway. Yep. So the texture you perceive from an original print gets lost if you're buying someone else's print. Fair. But in regards to full digital efficiency, digital for animation and sculpting is way different beast than traditional sculpting, even ignoring digital workflow tools. Yep, it's true. All right, I think we're done. I was like, all right, I think we did it. Yeah, I think we did it. Because I meant to write it this way. Digital ink just looks different to me than actual ink on paper. Is perfectly fine and fair. Right? I mean, whoops. I can get behind that 100%. So, Tex, how was your weekend? Good. All right, save that. We're going to get rid of that, and then let's see what I'll try and combine all of these. Okay, that's the first one, so I don't even know what that is. So we're gonna combine that. This one, combine that. Okay, nothing wrong. And then this one, nothing wrong. This one. All right, so we got all those together. Put this above there. Oh, I guess erase this. Okay, that's good. Dropped it. Alright, and it's like I could do a bust of Kaiser right now just by opening Blender and have an accurate bust by the time tomorrow. But even if I already had the sculpture materials pre-bought, it'd still take me a few days to do the same thing. With traditional sculpting, it just inherently takes longer. It was like, you know what? Alright, we need to open page something. Page 19, maybe? Yes. Alright, so we got page 19. We get rid of the paper. Color. here. Pop that out so that we have access to it like so.
Are you gonna do another paper mache project, Ty?
Nope.
Uh,
That was disgusting.
oh, I was like, nope.
Oh, the face he made though.
I missed it.
Oh, why would you ask me that horrible question?
If the lady who played Misery cosplayed as it, that's the face Ty was making.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Wow. Okay. I guess you didn't like that answer. It was like, so I'm assuming you just didn't like what just came. Huh?
Yeah, no, he hated the paper mache. Surprising nobody in the room.
I'm so sad. So I just posted my TikTok, but I forgot to add a sound to it. So most of it, because I don't add a sound to the end of the video, and then I just delete the sounds that we have and put
Right.
a sound over it. I forgot to do that. So the video starts with the chair creaking, and then and then just
Creepy.
random people talking. But I already posted it, so I couldn't get it back in my draft, so I had to private it and then save the video, and now I'm reposting it with the sound.
He's like, ugh. Here.
I forgot I didn't put the sound on. Now I'm sad.
Oh, I'm sorry you're sad.
That's funny though.
Because it's just like dead silent with random words in there, but a nice opener of Daddy's chair creaking.
Super spooky.
How do you spell recognizable?
REC.
Time to cook some salmon again. All right, Mandala, enjoy.
I got it.
It's
Sorry,
like,
I can't spell.
don't worry about it. I got it.
The words with the silent G's throw me off. But it's
You
not
say
even
the
silent.
I was gonna say you say the G in that word.
But I don't. Recognizable. I don't say the G.
It's like, I don't say it, so
No, I just say what I want to.
whatever makes me
You are
happy,
American.
whatever I want to say, that's what I'm gonna say. Oops. Oh no.
It's like, hear my camera moving.
Then plug up my phone.
That is saturated. I need a little bit more saturated than that. Hello, you. How are you? You ready to go tonight?
Cold in here.
Sorry. You didn't bring a blanket.
I know. I keep forgetting there's not one.
Is this an independent book? It is. This is my IP that I'm working on. So best part about it is that I get to do pretty much whatever I want with it, which is one of the reasons why it's actually behind from when I wanted it to be done, because I had started out and I had done a whole bunch of pages, and then I myself was like, you know what, there's a style that I like, that I want to do, I want to test it out, and then when I did it, I really liked it, and so now I had to go back and be like, well, I got to change everything so that it looks like this. So, but yeah, it's independent, very excited about it. Plus, I've got to do 2 shirts this year, at least 2 shirts, because my son needs some more Ninja Empire merch. Maybe I'll do the rooster one and just say the year of the ninja with the rooster.
Oh my goodness, how stupid am I?
You're not.
I can't figure out how to lock it.
Twist it the other way. How many issues are you in? This is my actually this is my very first one, my very first graphic novel. So after the this is like issue 0. So it's literally introducing you to kind of the characters, the world, going, this is what you can expect from these characters and stuff like that. And then I'll be doing 22-page issues telling the story going forward. Getting the Black Dragon's revenge on the world. Thank you. Thank you very much. I have to throw colors on there. It's gray. Oh man. Do I have him anywhere? I have to look to see which one I have him. Page is that 20? So 20 was the page I needed to open. Alright, so page 20 is the one I needed. Okay. Paper off. Pull that over here. Pull that latch. Yeah. Latch that one in like there. So that way I actually have colors I need. Oh wait, is that 21 is still gray? Gotta go back and fix that too. That makes sense. Alright, so that's nothing. And then this color. Color. This. And here it's this. That. Maybe it's the same. Might be a wee bit darker. Then in the end, like, I get to throw these colors on there, but then I have to test it with the paper. And that's the interesting part, right? Because doing them in these flat colors, you're just like, oh, it looks like this, and you know, I try and make it read that way, but the paper adds something to it. So we got our person there. He's laying on the ground. Yay him. He's knocked out. Okay. Then color needs to come up here. Oops. So that, and get the purple back in here. Oh, that's not the right color. Where did I get? Oh, so everything about that color was wrong. So what I'm seeing is I need to fix page 21. '21 had some old colors on it.
Midnight Ruin. It is a Greek mythology retelling. Really good. I'm sure it will be. I only just started on like 10% in. When I go down.
Battle Royale. Who won?
That's why I asked.
Oh, I won. I always wanted to write a comic book. Do it.
Should.
It's like, just do it. Just start and write one. Right? Put it out there. It's either, I mean, the whole idea is you should just do it. Because what's really going to happen, right? People are either going to love it, hate it, you know. But you'll never know if people like it unless you just go off and do it. So just write it. Write it, put it out there, see what people think. That's what I'm doing. Right? See what people think about the comic. from there. I mean, and the main thing is what I've realized about most of this is that, you know what, write about your passion, write about something you know. Be happy. Right, because if you're trying, you should write about what you actually care about. Because if you don't, you're going to be trying to appease other people, right? And it generally shows, especially if you then actually write something you do care about. Then it's like, oh, you really didn't care about this, did you? So that's why in my first comic book that I've worked in comics, right? So I've done that. And I've done everything from, I've done inking, I've done coloring, I've done editorial, but I haven't really drawn the book. This is the first time I'm drawing the book, and it could go horribly, horribly wrong. You know what I mean? People might hate it. I don't know. They might hate it. They might like it. I don't know. But the only way I can find out is to actually just do it. And then I can adjust as we move forward. So in short, write it. Write it, put it out there, let people see it, enjoy it, write another one. And I have a lot of students who will be like, oh, well, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever be ready. You know, I still want to learn this, that, and the other thing. If you wait until you're ready, you will never get anything out. Or, oh, I just got to try when the time is right, or this, that, and nah. You'll never do it. So why wait? Just do it. Put it out there. And if you don't want to put it out there, just do it. Write it, put it in a book, be happy. That's it, right? Move on. Yeah.
Because you told that person that they should just do their comic book. I keep seeing people saying this 2024 is the year of rejection.
Of rejection?
Listen, it's like just do like the things you wouldn't do because you're scared of being rejected. Just do them. Just get comfortable with being rejected. It's like just do like if you wanna get a new job but you don't think you're qualified for it, just apply anyway. If you want to try writing a book but you don't think you're a good writer, just write the book anyway. That's what they're saying. Mm-hmm. You know, like just
Fair.
do everything.
Just do it.
Yeah. So I keep getting people saying to do that.
Interesting. Man, your soup smells good.
That's delicious. I like chicken noodle soup. On a Wednesday? On every day.
On Wednesday? On every day.
Chicken noodle soup is my second favorite soup.
What's your first
Second
favorite?
favorite.
Taco soup.
Ooh, taco soup is good.
Apparently nobody likes taco soup, which makes me really
I
mad.
like taco soup.
You like taco soup, Mommy likes taco soup, I like taco soup.
Look at that.
And last time
We
I
win.
asked, everybody else didn't like taco soup.
It's like we win.
No, like taco soup is good. What are you talking about? But no, Brown and Baby didn't like it because of beans. And Sean, he was just in his difficult era of whatever you serve me, I don't like. And I don't know if Butch actually disliked it or if he just disliked it that day.
he doesn't dislike it. He just doesn't like it.
I get that. When I was doing, like, giving out the toys for Tot thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny because Officer Brown got us a pizza, right? Afterwards, he got everyone pizza to be like, thank you for your help.
Okay.
And so before he left, the ladies who like ran the church were talking about how everybody likes pizza and people who don't like pizza are really weird and they started getting like, it was so funny. It's like they don't have God if they don't like pizza.
What?
And I was
What?
just sitting there like, maybe
Wow.
I shouldn't tell them I don't like pizza.
Wow.
And I'm like, this means a lot to them.
That's a very bold statement. My goodness.
Like, I would never trust someone who doesn't like pizza. I'm like,
Wow.
oh my goodness.
Like, wow.
Those
That
ladies were
escalated.
related to Freddie.
That, yeah, okay. Like, that escalated really fast.
Yeah, because originally they were just like, oh, I've never met someone who doesn't like pizza, so I was going to try and be like, oh, actually, I don't like pizza. And then I kept going, I'm like, maybe I should keep that to myself.
Keep this nonsense to myself.
Like, keep them on my good side. Or they, like, curse me or something.
Curse me. That's not the right color. I love how Miss Ebony called me a cheater. I'm not a cheater. I won the battle royale by not looking.
Don't take it personally. Ebony's a little bit of a sore loser.
Well,
Everyone in
cooking
your
the
chat is a
salmon.
sore loser.
And let's see how it turns out. Yeah, let us know if it was good. Did it? What did I miss? Did anyone cheat? Apparently I did. Miss Ebony said I did, so must be true. Uh,
Your goals for this week.
Take you to the doctor.
Not very fun.
I know.
I have 2 things to talk to them about, right?
Did you and Daddy ever send a message out to your surgeon?
Oh no. We were talking about it this morning or yesterday or something.
Yesterday. I sent it. I'm waiting for a response. I'm gonna send them another one tomorrow since it is important, and then if I don't hear anything, I'll give them a call. Because it's just as horrible as trying to send a message, so.
That's sad.
No. I guess not. What are your goals this week, Ty?
Do my English work. Catch up in math. That's about it. Draw my sketchbook, I guess. We'll figure out what's wrong with my spreadsheet because I can't see anything about the coffee house. So I don't even know what song I'm supposed to Because I wasn't gonna do it, but then Miss Gano kept saying, "You should do it, Tyler. You need to sign up, Tyler." And I said, "Okay."
Fine.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. Because I didn't want to do it because I don't know anybody in the choir. Like, I know Keyshawn, but Keyshawn want to hang out with me. He's got too many friends.
Oh, he's too good now, huh? Okay.
He hangs out with me when he wants to come over. And I don't know anyone else in the choir. I know Dakota. I think she's still in the choir. But we don't talk. Ow.
You okay?
I just have like a pimple on my back and it got really angry right then. What's your goal for this week, Dad?
Get through class. Introducing new stuff, so get through class.
You're only doing it for the one class though, right?
Yeah.
And that's the level 3?
Nope, level 2. Level 3 is already, it's not necessarily all that way, but it'll be easy to push that one in that way. But that one was, the level 3 class was always interesting to me because it was talking about the business of illustration, so.
That's important though. That's cool.
It is, 'cause most people don't talk about it, so.
Because I was gonna say that's why I think having you as like the art teacher is really nice because you've kind of done everything. You know, like you've promoted yourself, you've made a game, like you've worked with big companies, you've worked for yourself. You know, like you've done all this stuff and you've like put yourself out there. So you know, they have a question on, you know, how does this work? You'd be a good person to ask.
Yes.
You're the only art teacher I know, so I don't know how much people that applies to.
And it really just depends on what they want, you know? It's like, what do you want to do? Which is one of the hardest questions to ask people. Like, so, okay, you're here, this, what do you want to do? Oh, no. Which is why when I suggested the kind of mentorship where they decide their own project, a lot of people were like, so they were still trying to get me to decide for them. And I was like, tell me. And you come up with the proposal, and then I will tell you if it's enough for class.
That's me.
You know, I was like, I will then tell you if it's enough for class. Because one, oh my goodness, one guy was like, okay, so I want to do a web comic. I'm like, cool. And he's like, how many do you think I should do? How many pages? And I was like, look, well, I plan on doing this with you guys, and I plan on finishing the 15 pages that I have left for my graphic design, right? I plan on finishing it way before then, but it's like, that's one of the things that I want to do is I want to finish these 15 pages. So, you know, you should be able to do, as a webcomic and a nucleus style, like you should be able to do 15 pages too, right? And he's like, oh, I was going to suggest like one.
What?
I was like, 1 page in 4 months? Oh, like,
That's a little.
and I was like, I'm sorry, that's just not enough. And he's like, oh, 2? I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I had to tell this person a couple times, I'm like, I'm going to be attempting 15 pages in full color. So you too should be attempting 15 in full color.
But like, because wouldn't he have to do less? Because aren't yours all drawn out though? Like you just have to.
Mine are not all, no.
Oh, I thought they were all drawn out.
No. I have thumbnails.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
No, I have to draw them from Scrizachola.
My bad.
Select. You could talk about how to perfectly pitch their products. Yeah. Expand. There is a whole pitching process that we will be doing in class too, which they were not happy about. But
I think
That's understandable.
I think the pitching one is like a class you have to take as an artist.
It should be.
Because obviously not everyone's gonna do that, but I feel like a lot of people are now.
Well, most people want to be independent people.
Yeah.
So even regardless if you're like, well, I don't plan on doing like big stuff, you're still going to be, in one shape or another, you're going to be pitching. And that relates to like Patreon or Kickstarter, right? Ultimately, you still are pitching. It's just in a different kind of format. So, and not just one update, but only one page and 4 months. Yeah.
That would be me though.
Something to help along with what would be to put it in perspective. Would you read away? Well, I did. I started talking about Webtoons itself and what they suggest you should be doing in order to gain traction on their platform, and the same thing with Tapas. And it was like, what? I was like, look, because you know, you're not just gonna stick around if you have to wait. You get one page and then 4 months later you get another page. You will not read that book.
Yeah. I know when I did Webtoon, I would get annoyed when I had to wait like 5 days for a whole new chapter.
Right. And the thing is that that's a chapter. So that's pages that are scrolling down. And I'm like, you have to understand the platform itself is expecting you to draw at an insane pace, right? And it's not easy for people who are like, well, I have a full-time job. And they're like, well, go ahead and have a couple chapters already done
Yeah,
before you even start, so that you can post a chapter and then, you know, follow up, and then while you're still drawing the next couple, you have these already out and stuff like that. And I was like, you're not going to be able to get away with one measly panel or one page in 4 months. It's just like, he was completely distraught by that idea. He was just like, really? Like, it was like, yeah, you're gonna have to put some work in. Oh man. Webtoons is, I mean, the thing about Webtoons is the fact that you have to do so much. Like, you know what I mean? The amount that they want to have done is so much. Like, you have to draw a crazy amount. Or already have it done and then release it at certain times.
Because, to be honest, I never really looked into, because I never wanted to make a webtoon. I was like, that's too much work. So, I never looked into what you had to do, but I'm like, one comic book is too much for me.
One comic book's too much. It's too much.
I don't want to make it. Like, that's so much fun.
It's true.
And it's a story as well, so it has to tell the story and look good. You know, that's a lot of work.
It is. It is. Okay, plugged up. Nice. Like, that's the uncomfortable question I've never seen asked in a classroom setting. Would you pay for this? Right. It's like, would you do this? And then, but the answer is always like, yeah, no. And it's like, so why do you think that it's okay? Oops, sorry about that. So, like, yeah, I'm not expecting students to be at my level, but I do expect them to be as professional as possible at their own level. Yeah. Right? And I knew this person's style and ability to draw and what they would do. And so it's like, well, you're not going to put in a ton, you know, you're not putting in Jim Lee style or level of details and stuff like that. So you can, if you sit down and just do it, you will put out a whole bunch of work, but I don't know what he was thinking. Oh, and he was like, oh well, I've been working on writing this for a while. I'm like, okay, stop writing and thumbnail out the first 10 pages. And he was like, well, I'm like, I'm telling you, that's what you want to do. You want to thumbnail out your first 10 pages and then go from there. Back
So
to the
I
one
don't-
piece of advice that always stuck when you graduate. When you graduate, you'll be competing with me. it's true. A lot of people don't. That's something that, you know, a lot of people don't want to hear, is that ultimately you will be competing with your professors, right? Because the dollar is spent one way. And so if you're at a convention and I'm at a convention, we're in competition. Because I want that dollar too. He's like, I want that money too.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So since they're working towards a goal, like a personal goal, what happens if they don't finish? But like not like you're supposed to do 15 and you did 1 page, but like if you did like 12 pages or like 13, like how? Like how does it work?
Communication. They have ultimately they have one huge project to do,
Okay.
and all those same rules apply. If you start struggling, you need to talk to your editor, you know, or like not necessarily. You need to talk to me, the person who you're doing the commission, the project for, right? And what generally happens is like, wow, you really are busting your butt. I can see that you're struggling, or this page gave you a lot of crap. Okay, not a problem. You can do 12, right? But if you're not going to do that, because that's one of the big lessons that I want them to get from this class is you have to speak to the person you're doing the project for. And I've already told them that. You know, I was like, this is important. You have to be able to talk to the people you're working for. And I gave them examples as to why. I even did webtoons. Since it was a topic that everyone seemed to want to do, or like, oh yeah, I want to do webtoons. I was like, this is what the executives over at Webtoons were saying. If you have a problem, especially when they pay you, because they started going, oh, we want to start paying people to do books and stuff like that. And they're like, so if we're going to be publishing and whatnot, and then you fall short, we need to know ahead of time so that we can make adjustments and stuff like that. You know, and they're like, just talk to us. We're not going to like it, of course, you know, because we want to stay on a tight deadline. But the worst thing that could happen is that you don't tell us. And then when it comes time to produce said work, you're like, oh, I don't have it done. Now they're behind and they're scrambling to make sure that things can still work in some type of fashion. So it's like, I'm not going to punish you if you come and be like, hey, look, I thought I could do 15 pages, but here we are at midterm and I'm nowhere close to half. I need to re-talk about what I can get accomplished. It's like, okay. Especially because I'd much rather you have 8 great pieces if you thought you were going to do 15 or 7 great pieces than trying to struggle through and do the 15, but they're, you know, after the 5th page, they're horrible.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, the thing, like, you need to talk to the people you work with. That's something that I'm kind of bummed that they don't push for more in high school, because it's, instead of it being your job to kind of be on top of passing the class, it's more put on your teacher. And I say that as someone who does like on-level and honors classes, so not AP. I don't know about AP,
Right.
but especially on on-level classes, it's completely on the teacher. And so like when I would go up and be like, hey, I can't take this test, or like, hey, can I turn this in tomorrow? Like I'm super close, I just need a minute.
Right.
Okay? They would always like praise me, like, oh my god, you're doing this is so grown up, so mature of you. I always tell my students to do this, and I'm like, but how are you supposed to know if I don't tell you? Like, it's not,
Right.
you can't know every single thing that's happening in all of your like 200
Yep.
students' lives.
Yep, that's true. That will get you on an 80. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. If you don't tell them that stuff's happening, you will not be on anyone's happy list. mostly because they have, they have to deal with that. They have to figure out a way to make sure that they can hit a deadline. And so communication is very important for that. Just like, hey, I'm falling short. Like I said, because they're not gonna like it, right? They don't, obviously they don't want you to fall short. But if it's something you're like, look, I have it all done, but I need to scan these 150 pages or whatnot that I need to you, and I don't have the time to do it. Well, especially if you're working in a company, they're gonna be like, all right, cool, we got, we'll have someone help you. Someone else can scan it. They'll scan some of it. Give me some. I'll scan some of it. But once again, if you don't tell anyone, no one will know, and that's when it's a problem. Oh no, this one. This one. That is a different color. That. Yes. On time over quality. Yeah, definitely. And that's something I tell a lot of students too. It's like, look, there's absolutely something to be said about getting it done, right? Because if you get it done on time, and then your editor, your art director, whatever, goes, you know what, we need to fix this, you need to do this, that, and the other thing, but you follow their deadlines, then it's like, well, okay, then you will get more time. You're like, oh, well, I needed, I was hoping to get more time to do this, and now I have to make corrections, so now you have more time to do it. But getting it done is definitely something that's very important. Hey Iggy, how's it going? Also gives you, it will, but I don't think, for the most part, you might. I don't know if poor quality would be something you would deliver. It just wouldn't be it wouldn't be the standard that you have presented, right? So they expect a certain standard, a certain quality level from you, and then if you don't hit it, then it's like, whoa, what is this, right? So I think that they'll start questioning you, and then be like, yo, are you okay? Like, what's happening here? That kind of thing. But getting it done, like I said, getting it done is way better than not getting it done, but having it look very pretty. Yeah. You okay, Ty?
Yeah, just bored.
Sorry.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to talk about.
So you don't know what you're playing? You still don't know what you're playing on guitar?
Not for the new coffee house. I signed up for it last week. Because, like I said, Miss Cannell was like, you should do it. So I signed up. But she sent me the spreadsheet last week. But I didn't have class with her at all, right? So I didn't talk to her. And I can't get in. Because for some reason my admin blocked me from going on there. But I can't, but like my personal email doesn't have access because it was sent to my school email. So I can't get in.
Right.
So I don't know who still needs someone to play guitar. I don't know what songs are open. I don't know who's doing what. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh.
Because I can't access anything. So,
It's like, that is kind of sad.
That's what.
So, Iggy, how was your weekend? AG, are you working on anything? I'm hearing how when to not take a job. Oh, that's a big one, and that's a hard one. You know, to be like, oh, this one doesn't sound good. Also, when to walk away from a job. Like, I have it, but this isn't working, like this isn't good, or something, something to that nature, where you're like, you know what, I talk about that mostly when I deal with clients. Eventually you have to know when to fire your client, and then just go, you know what, it's not worth it, so you can keep your money, I'm gonna walk away. That's a really hard one to get people to understand. Yeah. Sign up for a collab, pitch 2 ideas, and the vibe is off, so I'm trying to figure out how to get out of it. Tell them you're done. Like, yeah, you know what? I don't think this is working out. Sometimes it's harder depending on what kind of contract you have with them, but generally speaking, it's just like, yeah, you know what? No. But, yeah. Chat GBT might be able to help you out.
ChatGPT.
Give me 10. You are the leading expert in freelance art. Give me 10 examples on how to fire your client. All right, I think we got it. Wow, that went over everything. No, let's not do that. This one might just be a wash. A wash, I mean. Yeah, okay, I tried. Didn't work. Moving on. Right, so she's done. Nope. And then we need to go to not that. Not 15, so 16. 16? Yeah, okay. Then you can go away. Then close that, take that out, and voila. Chinese is hard. Portuguese, Spanish, and French. Just 10 animals. Can't beat Sonic Carrot. Roll with 2 horned animals. A few things in French. Okay, there's that. Come with this. Nope, this color. Do our gray. Languages. Oh, San Diego's flooding. Oh. That's not good at all. And I was like, Alright, drunk guy done. Oh my goodness, Ty.
You're welcome.
I mean, I guess.
You seen that one guy who tried to pop every bone in his body?
No.
He's a freak.
It sounds.
He just sits there like popping every single thing.
Is
that
it like
bends.
all at once or?
No. Not all at once, but like he'll like crack his neck and then he'll pop his shoulders somehow and his elbows and his wrists and his fingers. It's just so weird.
And just because he can?
Yeah. Get some views.
It like get some views. I know.
Why else would you ever do it?
I know. Why would you do anything except for reviews? It's right there. Wow. Carlsbad? Wow. Oh. Okay, there we go. There's my purple. Whimsy one. Congratulations, but I'm sure it was rigged too. Miss Ebony was like, if I can't win, nobody can win. None of the people who've already won. So, anyone but them. Who win this game? Look at that. Snuck. Let's save it. You cheated tonight. I did no such thing. I wasn't even paying attention. I had no idea what was even going on. green. Alright, this green we definitely want darker. Maybe not that dark. Gesundheit. Gesundheit. Alright, all we really need to do is add the glows and this page is done. So let's get to it. I guess now we can do that, so that all that's in at once. Interesting. Anyway, okay, so let's bring that back in. Normal, 100%. Okay, we're gonna do glows. Paper, come here, this, drop it down, over, go back. Screen mode. Just a little bit. Have that. So we don't want to overdo it. All right. comes up. Just let me finish adding these glows. Oh, Gesundheit. Save your word. No! Not going back to check things like I would. Like, let me come in and fix that. It's like, no. Just gonna hit these with some light. So they can be nice and done. And we can move on to the next page. Next page for Quiet Wednesday. Glow, glow, glow. All right. Work saved, or saving. Work saved and pencils down. So there we go. We finished as the title said. Finished page 21. So it's all drawn up, ready to go. Yay us. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thanks for those subscriptions, posture checks, hydrates, all the things. Thank you so very much. You guys are awesome. We'll be back on Wednesday, and we're going to start page 22, and we're just going to keep moving forward. So thank you so very much again, and yeah, I will see you on Wednesday. And remember, born a ninja, die a ninja. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care.
The Ninja Empire is supreme, dominant, and unstoppable. Our ninja spirit is fueled by fire and driven by razor-sharp determination. When we take on a mission, we must succeed or die. Our style is unique and deadly, and no one wants to suffer the wrath of the Ninja Empire.